What is it like between owning a restaurant, being an athlete, and everything like that? What are some of the like basic nutrition principles that you think people should know? Because a lot of people go from eating, again, really unhealthy, to wanting to start in the journey. And I think that there's this confusion as to what is considered healthy at the beginning of their journeys. Like, what is your definition of that? Like, what are some guidelines that you think people should follow when they're transitioning from maybe eating really unhealthy to starting a healthier lifestyle?
Well, I think that what I see is that we overcomplicate the fuck out of nutrition.
I agree.
To the point where there'll be like a weekend and then it just becomes so stressful.
Yes.
It becomes so stressful. I think, first and foremost, it's important to have a really good relationship with food. Secondly, if you can make it as simple as possible by saying you are going to eat things that are from the earth, that's easy. Okay, so if you think I'm going to go grocery shopping, these are my guidelines. I'm going to shop for, purchase, and put in my refrigerator anything that is from the earth. What is that? We have tons of vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
You could do cheeses. You could do meats. That's your proteins. Like, I think that the biggest thing that I see when it comes to people who are wanting to adhere to this healthier lifestyle, that there's so much information out there. And I really stress that, one, you can't think that, okay, just because we're talking about intermittent fasting, just because I'm doing intermittent fasting, it doesn't mean Brittany should do intermittent fasting.
Yeah, it's not a one-size-fits-all.
She's on the granola bar diet. Because when we drove to Boston, she was like, I had 2 granola bars. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to hit the road. And then I walked into her house like to pick her up. And she's like, Ashley, you want a granola bar? I'm like, nah, girl, I'm good. I'm going to fast until we hit the first gas station. I'm going to I ate a pickle. I did. I ate a pickle.
You're like, I have a pickle.
Yeah. And so I think that it's important that like just because one lifestyle is like, it's, it might be what Brittany does or might be what I do or, it doesn't mean that it's good for you. And I know, and Brittany actually does, she's my nutrition coach, like for Ashley Horner Co. Like, she has lots of clients that she helps do their macros and everything. And I think like relationship is huge. Understanding what is in the food is huge. I mean, there was a time, and we can talk about like, whenever I was competing and like compared to being an athlete and how like my nutrition has changed, which has been huge. But in the middle, like whenever I was competing, I would go around in the grocery store, and this is something else that I would love to challenge the listeners to do. Yeah, is to just look at the labels, like look at and these are some of the things that just blow my mind, like the peanut butter, for example. Yeah. Then they have. Is it fat-free, not fat-free peanut butter, but sugar-free peanut butter? Yeah, sugar-free. Or fat-free peanut butter. Or no, it can't be fat-free.
Well, they do. The peanut butter powder is fat-free.
Yeah, so the powder. The powder's actually pretty good. Yeah. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that even like cottage cheese, if you take a reduced fat cottage cheese, and if you look at the label compared to just a whole fat cottage cheese, compared to a reduced fat cottage cheese or like a skim cottage cheese, they might be taking out the fat, but they're adding sugar.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing is when you remove the fat, which is actually can be healthy when balanced correctly, all that you're left over with is the sugar that's left in the protein makeup. And so it's just, and they add stuff to make it
I guess taste good.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of brands, they like to use that as like a marketing scam, which drives me freaking crazy.
Absolutely.
It literally drives me crazy.
But I think a lot of it is also like when you're starting out, people want to do a complete overhaul and they go from one extreme to the other, and that's not sustainable.